It is amazing to live in a country that has access to information in an unprecedented way at this time in history. We have the internet, we have books, we have people you can talk to. But what kills me is when our education systems of higher learning for many years now have been teaching lies. Harvard coming out and saying that all of what happened with Hamas bombing Israel is all Israel's fault. I guess Harvard isn't paying attention to a damn thing. I subscribed years ago to a magazine subscription called Israel My Glory. One of the guys on the board was Elwood McQuaid, which I heard him speak at a fall Bible conference in Duluth, Minnesota years ago. And it is one of the more accurate publications on what is going on in Israel and the Middle East. And just like our modern media lies about conservatives and Trump and, us right-wing lunatics, as they call us, the media also lies about Israel. Why should we be surprised? God has a place for Israel in the Bible. It's very clear. Harvard doesn't study Bible. If they study it, it's to rip it apart and to discredit it. But the prophecies of Daniel had been fulfilled about the coming of the Messiah. There's prophecies about Israel that are still forthcoming, or rather they're written, but they haven't transpired yet. Israel is surrounded by rabid enemies, and Harvard obviously does not have a degree or they do not have a degree in wisdom at all. They do not have a degree in biblical theology and a proper understanding of just what created the Palestinian conflict to begin with. But when America makes Yasser Arafat the recipient of a Nobel Peace Prize, that ought to cause a caution light to go on with everybody who has a brain in their head. How do we get so many Palestinians in Sydney and San Francisco and New York screaming and chanting Free Palestine? I don't understand the connection of Free Palestine when Hamas descended in trucks and motorcycles and supposedly boats and paragliders onto a concert and beheaded them. And then after that, you got African-American people supporting Palestine. I wonder if the black community would support us beheading their babies. Probably not. I wonder if the African-American community would support white people coming into their neighborhoods in pickup trucks, motorcycles, and paragliders and just start shooting people point blank. Probably not. I wonder if Tilapia, whatever her name is, who's waving a Palestinian flag, would support if I walked up to her and said, "Hey," and dragged her body through the street and went, "Ha ha, Allah Akbar, yee." You get my point? This is how foolish certain people in America have become. They blame Israel when Israel, unprovoked, when Israel allows something like 28,000 people to leave Gaza and come in and work in Israel every day. When Israel handed Gaza back to the Palestinians, handed it back to them. It's not Israel's. The UAE, for those that don't know, that's United Arab Emirates. Now, the Arab world is just as responsible for this bullshit in Palestine as Iran and all these other Muslim terroristic nations are. When you look at what is going on in our media right now, it is nothing short of disgusting and atrocious. That America is one of the biggest producers of lies of any nation out there, right along with China and the CCP. That the bastions of higher learning, Ivy League schools, Yale and Harvard is out there with their pubescent party animal people going to tell us about the nation of Israel. They know nothing about Israel. They like to make the Jews out to be bloodthirsty, bad people. It's not even close to the truth. Israel has shown restraint. But why are we surprised at Harvard? Why are we surprised at Tlaib and others waving Palestinian flags? Because the Bible told us Satan hates Israel. Hold on. Trash truck making a bunch of racket out there. I thought somebody hit something. I got a problem with Harvard. I got a problem with Tlaib. She should be removed from office. I'm going to go on record, and I don't care if Google, Facebook, YouTube, and all the social media oligarchs have a problem with this. No Muslims should be allowed office in the U.S. government. Go ahead and tell me I'm racist. Go ahead and tell me I'm not diverse. I'm watching our culture over here get shredded by a culture that offers nothing but riots and crime on crime out of their own community, killing their own people more than any other people. More than white people are killing them. More than Asians are killing them. More than Hispanics are killing them. I'm watching a country get torn apart by stupid and dumb Democrat procedures and policies. I'm watching our Democrat Party through the education system lie to us about the origins of man, i.e. evolution, lying to us about spherical heating, telling us that that's a big deal. Hochul in New York wanting to ban gas stoves. I guess nobody paid attention to the GHETTO acting Palestinians burning tires and setting things on fire. That's real good for the environment, right? And it's funny that we have voice of people out there screaming anti-Israeli sentiment and then add to this Ilhan Omar. She's anti-Semitic all to the core. And the Democratic Party claims to be the spokesperson for people whose rights are violated. And the Democratic Party has a whole lot of Jewish people voting for it, ignorantly, of course. And they allowed her to get on the House floor and rail against Israel. That's interesting, isn't it? Harvard is full of shit. Harvard does not teach fact. And I, as a white guy, I'm not going to sit here and entertain the falsehoods that Palestinians, Hamas said they did not take any civilians or kill them. Israel's finding beheaded babies. They have actually captured some of those that were taken hostage, and they have found hundreds dead at a concert, shot point blank by these lovely Palestinians. How people can get behind these sickos makes no rational sense. And Harvard students that got brains for porridge and Tlaib need to get their butts into Gaza and go defend it then if they think that those are such wonderful people. I'm so tired of people over here going like this. And I'll put my money where my mouth is. If Israel needs my help, and I'm not a soldier and I'm not trained, but I can drive a damn truck, put bulletproofing around that, and I'll drive that thing kamikaze right down there and run over all of Hamas. If I go up in flames, I go up in flames. This is what bothers me. These clowns want. They run their mouths. They run it from the safety of the United States. Harvard students can sit there and say, Israel. Okay, you go over there. And you tell me what's really going on. Hamas doesn't give a shit about human life. And then when they catch kids and people, they said that they will start executing hostages publicly and parade them through the streets. I find it interesting that Democrat-based people support and listen to shit like that. But why is this happening? Because there is a devil. Because Satan hates Israel. And anybody who hates Israel is right there with them. And you can hide behind an edifice called Ivy. That don't mean a damn thing. You can hide behind a college degree. That doesn't mean a damn thing. If you cannot look at what these turds are doing in so-called Palestine and see the horror of that, there's something wrong with that thing up there. It's disgusting. It is absolutely beyond ridiculous. Thanks for listening.